Alright, so we back again with another podcast. I'm your host, Genius, and with my man Yababa. Was good, bro.
Chillin', man.
So, the episode we're gonna have for y'all today is we're gonna call it Flight Risk.
And what's that about? Well, who had flight risk? Convicts?
Nah,
Child
not
molesters? Who's going on?
Nah, not convicts or any of those type of people. Black men being flight risk. Based on the things that are going on in the country with the killing of black men, dealing with relationships, dealing with your own group of women that turn against you, and this has been proven several times over. Anybody want to talk about it, debate about it, I do come with receipts. I'm going to play a clip from one of the people that I listen to on YouTube. He goes by the name, I think, man's Templar. One of the greatest dudes that I've listened to in a long time when it comes to a lot of different things. And specifically the upliftment and enlightenment of black men. What you really don't hear about in society now is more so of black men ain't shit. You hear these things. Mm-hmm. We've heard these things growing up, but we never really understood why we would hear these things. So I do want to play the clip and just kind of narrate behind it and kind of get your opinion on some of the things that's talked about to kind of, try to make a good show. This is not, perfect, but this is just, us talking and giving our opinion on how we feel about things in America, and specifically black men becoming the flight risk. What flight risk for black men is nothing necessarily bad, and you're gonna hear him talk about what flight risk is. But basically, black men being the flight risk is going abroad and finding happiness in a different country, without being judged or being penalized because you want to live your best life, because everyone else gets to live their best life in this country, where a lot of the stuff prospers because of black men's downfall. Specifically thinking black men. Let's be clear about thinking black men. Thinking black men that don't run the street. Educated dudes that go to school, go to get their trade. Regular working class brothers. Dudes that's not running the streets, selling drugs, taking advantage of other people and things of that nature. So, is there anything you want to add to that before I actually play the clip? Clip's going to be about 43 minutes, which is right around the time we was looking for anyway. So I could kind of stop it and play. But anything you want to add? How do you feel about brothers being a flight risk and going abroad to find happiness?
I'll say this: they got an archetype, and you'll get into this more deeply later. The Pookies. Mm-hmm. What I want to say is, one time I got into an incident. I'm not gonna go into too much details. Mm-hmm. Someone said something about animal sacrifice or something. Mm-hmm. I said, well, people in my religion do animal sacrifices. It's their deity. That's what they do. Mm-hmm. Most of our ancestors did that.
Right.
That's just what it was.
That's not to be debated. That's actually true. Yeah. My grandmother practiced it, even though she hid it, but for a lot of years. But that's true.
What goes on, girl? And she was kind of ratchet. She was like, I'm not gonna go to. She said, well, what is this and that? And I said, I don't know. I didn't get that high up. You gotta get to a certain level to learn more. And she was like, oh, you a lie. You're not official. I promise you, if I was a Pookie or a fake ass thug nigga, she would never challenge me. How often do you see Pookies get challenged? We could say we gonna smack somebody and we get challenged, but when a dude actually does it, they don't get challenged. And those are the Pookies. That's what I gotta say about that.
Okay, so why do you think that is, though? Because we're about to get into the clip. But why do you think that is? And what would you in brief suggest brothers do? Because what I learned is to actually, the people that are not for you, and actually if you said this plenty of times and people don't even listen to some of the things that you actually say, which makes a lot of sense, And this is why I always say you were ahead of your time, but people kind of just brushed it off. But I always thought about and look back like, nah, he's saying something, you know what I'm saying something that's actually legitimate, that makes a lot of sense. But I guess when you're not on that frequency, you're not going to pick up on certain key things if you choose to be at a low frequency and not deal with reality. Or if you didn't go through those things, you're not going to kind of relate to some of the things that other brothers went through.
Yeah, definitely. But you understand, women have a bird's eye view. They see shit that men just can't see. So they be knowing their mistakes. Mm-hmm. And they still proceed with those mistakes. Mm-hmm. It's like, all right, let's say if a girl don't like you when you're 15, or whoever, a person, it could be a kid that you hang out with. Mm-hmm. If he don't like you, he gonna change behavior till he doesn't have to be next to you. Men grow over centuries. Women, they make the same mistakes. No good dude when they're young. Stable dude when they get fat and older. Mm-hmm. And that's just a fact. You see it all the time.
It's crazy because I know when people listen to this playback, they're gonna be thinking, oh, they women bashing. No, bitch, we ain't women bashing. This is facts. Like, this is why, like I said, I have receipts. And I'm gonna play the clip so y'all can actually hear what he's talking about. So all y'all motherfuckers talking about, oh, they women bashing, this, that, they don't like black women, they lames, and this, that, and the third. Personally, I don't give a fuck. I really don't care. Like I said, hashtag flight risk. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, y'all can feel however y'all want to feel, but this is not for y'all. This is for a certain audience of people that can hear the message and can relate to it. If you can't relate to it, do yourself a fucking favor. Turn the fucking audio off. You don't have to listen to it. I'm not debating none of you niggas. I'm not debating with none of you bitches about nothing. You feel some type of way, create a response video. You know what I'm saying? Create a response audio. We'll take a listen to it, and we're gonna critique that, and I'm gonna critique it with more receipts. So this is not an episode that we're gonna do bashing. This is just something that I felt that should be talked about and discussed, because a lot of the times brothers don't have, especially black men specifically, when I say brothers, black men don't have a voice to express themselves. You got a lot of remember those daytime talk shows like Oprah, Jenny Jones, and all them other, Phil Donahue and all them other people. They would be on stage talking about how black men ain't shit, and we're actually getting to the point where now we can actually combat some of the stuff. And even the recent thing with the Ice Cube, which we talked about earlier before the recording of this, is what was said, what Vivica Fox said about, oh, but what about black women when it came to the policy that Ice Cube came up with? And he asked her, well, aren't black women part of Black America? And it was just like, what do you say to something like that?
But you gotta understand, Vivica is a...
Speak a little louder so the audio can pick it up.
Vivica Fox is a rich hood rat. Like, what do you expect? Mm-hmm. It's a rich hood rat. That's just what hood rats do.
It just seemed
it's like hanging out with a hood rat. Go to buy weed, you get set up. That's your fault. You know what hood rats do.
Right.
That's behavior. That's like going there, raccoon, and getting bit. That's their nature. And that's just what hood rats do.
So, I mean, that's pretty much that in a nutshell. But I'm gonna get into this playback. I'm gonna get into Thinking Man's Templar, his playback, and let's without further ado, let's actually play it. So I'm about to play it, and hopefully when you guys listen to it, you can actually hear the audio pretty well. This is not rehearsed. This is live and direct for the most part. So let's get into it.
Welcome to the Thinking Man's Templar, the place where we say one red pill life, followed ways a billion blue pill lives, and where the soldier can come in from the war, remove their armor, drop their swords, and have conversations with like-minded men. And indeed, gentlemen, once again, I'm at your service. This is a Thinking Man's Templar Patreon exclusive for my bros in the Patreon. You understand? Y'all dudes are priority number one. I hope you understand that. updates and the red pill dosage to get you through the week. Today's a Monday motivational video.
Now, you're probably hearing something when he said is red pill. Red pill is basically awakening to the gynocracy and the bullshit that you were fed all your life versus being a blue pill bitch, seeing shit and ignoring it. The red pill dudes see shit for what it is and make their adjustments in their life accordingly for their self and for their mentality, for their happiness. Blue pill guys choose to still get married, still go through bullshit, have their wealth taken from them.
Talk to him, Pop.
Have their wealth taken from them. And if anybody wants to debate that, feel free, because I'm not gonna debate. I don't want to debate niggas, but when I'm gonna come with, like I said, hard facts and statistics that prove what is gonna be said. So, but I'm not gonna run my mouth too much. I'm gonna continue and get back to the audio.
For all of you motherfuckers in the grind, swinging your battle axes, chopping down tree trunks and shit. You understand? All y'all brothers is staying in the shadows, staying low, staying off the grid, minding your money, standing on your shit, standing on your principles. It's about time black men become a flight risk. Oh yeah, that's what we're talking about today on the Thinking Man Templar Patreon. It's about time that black men become a flight risk. Now, anybody that knows legally what a flight risk is somebody that, it's a legal term for somebody who gets caught for a crime and they gotta go to trial. They made bail after they've been arrested, and they know that that person has a high probability that they're gonna get on a plane and leave the country. You understand? Because they don't want to go to jail. And I want black men to really think, what does it take for black men to truly become a flight risk? Because everybody seems to be real comfortable with taking your movements, taking taking your fucking causes and turning them into some LGBTQ shit, some black feminist shit, some political shit.
Now, I gotta have to stop it right there because he mentioned LGBTQ or whatever. Me personally, I don't endorse it, nor will I promote it because I don't believe in it. That does not necessarily mean that, if that's your lifestyle, that's your lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? We over here promote healthy lifestyles, but I don't judge anybody if that's your lifestyle, but I don't believe that type of movement should be forced on anybody, especially kids. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it seems like that's being pushed. Anybody saying that's not being pushed is a fucking lie, and they part of that agenda and want to push that shit down people's throats. We're not promoting that over here, but that doesn't mean that, you know what I'm saying, we're not homophobic and none of that. We just don't promote it, and we're not really socially. I don't fuck with that. You know what I'm saying? That's your lifestyle. You fuck with that. But, I just had to put that out there as a disclaimer.
You know what I mean? Some left-wing shit, some right-wing shit, some Antifa white boy shit. And black men seem to be the least important factor in this whole shit now. And I'm gonna tell you a story as to why I believe that, right? Just the other day, I was in my bobtail. I was after work. I was gonna stop and get a drink. It was a long day. I'm sitting in my bobtail, and I noticed two young little stragglers. And this is like it's not really a residential, but it's like a lot of malls and shit where I'm at. So I see a couple little stragglers with signs and Black Lives Matter on their shirts walking in front of my truck. I'm looking at these, and they can't be no more than 15. They young as shit, right? And then they leave and they go up to the main street. It's like an intersection. And then I see another little white boy come around. He got all black on. He's on his phone, standing in the same very spot. So I'm thinking maybe he's waiting on somebody or some shit like that. So I'm like, what's going on here? I'm looking at the signs. It's looking like they meeting up, because he's looking around for people. So then I finally get dressed and I'm about to make my way to the bar, right? So I get to the intersection. It's a 4-way intersection, right? So if I go straight, I go to the bar. If I go to the right, which I look to my right, there's about 20 motherfuckers protesting on the corner with a blowhorn talking about Black Lives Matter. The 2 stragglers, the little young white boy, and a bunch of other white people. It's literally all young white children. And probably a couple Spanish motherfuckers. Right? And I'm looking at this shit, and I'm seeing it, and then you see the people in traffic, they motherfucking raising their fists and beeping their horns and all of that shit. Because it's California, it's liberal, And everybody loves, a black drama story, so to speak. They love that shit.
That's true.
So I'm sitting here trying to figure out who the fuck is what's going on. So I'm standing on the corner and it's a bunch of cars beeping, right? I'm standing at the other corner, the light changed, right? The cross signal turns white. I cross the street. And when I tell you them white people looked at me crazy in their windshield when they saw me walk straight as opposed to walk towards the protest. They didn't understand it. It's a whole black man standing there. They talking about Black Lives Matter, and it made their little movement look silly. Because if he's not fucking with it, then what are y'all doing? Because y'all not stopping shit. You understand? Because all these little protests do is make black men get comfortable again.
Okay. Did you catch that part when he said these protests make black men get comfortable? Now, if you're lost and don't understand what he's talking about, he's talking about brothers that don't participate in certain shit that they don't believe in, especially when it has been proven to be against their own interests. How do you feel about that? Anything you want to add to that part as far as what he said about the protests and the white folks seeing them walk past it, and how what he said about making the movement look crazy because he didn't go where the action was. He just kept it pushing. He ain't even stopped to be on some Black Lives Matter shit because niggas already know what the Black Lives Matter shit is about.
I think unless if he's self-conscious, maybe he felt that he's making the wrong move. No one said that to him. It's probably something in his mind, or he, from past experience, he already knew what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, let's say I see someone protesting the war in Syria, and I'm Syrian, and I drive past them, I say, dang, they probably mad that I ain't with the program. No one knows that, for sure. One thing I'll say, though, what he said about black men are, because you gotta understand, they're saying Black Lives Matter. Most of the people getting killed are black men. So, of course, black men are gonna be relaxed. They are. They're gonna be real relaxed. But then you got people like Lord Jamal with their own podcast, Math Hoffa, so you're gonna get the streets perspective. And I think with podcasts like ours and theirs, not to plug them, but it's just some real shit, with ours and theirs, is exposing a lot of stuff that's really going on from the grassroots. You could put anything on the news, but once you got a grassroots program talking about certain stuff, that's when it's dangerous.
And why do you say that? Why would you think it would be dangerous?
Because
for people, explain to people that may not understand.
Oh, of course.
What that is about. Why it would be dangerous?
Like they had this saying called "Rage Against the Machine."
I heard about that.
Yeah, let's speak the music industry. Music industry is a machine. It's an assembly belt, and the rappers are action figures. You got them dressing different, acting different, wearing this, wearing that, talking this way, and like all the rappers that don't want to do that, i.e. DMX, their life get fucked up.
But to kind of segue or side note into that, but he was a part of that machine. He was that action figure at one point back in the 90s. early 2000s.
I wouldn't say that because the way he came in is the way he left. Because it's like he said in one of his poems, I'm not a music. He said, I'm not an industry artist. I'm an artist in the industry.
I remember that poem. He did.
Yeah.
Had that long ass burgundy hoodie on.
He might as well had an 8-ball jacket. But yeah, like, it's the machine. This machine, like, we're going to talk about that on another podcast. I don't want to go too deep. We're going to have a music industry podcast. You know.
Yeah, so let's just jump right back into it. I don't want to have this long-winded. This thing is going to be about 43 minutes, 24 seconds. We're already 20 minutes in, so this podcast will probably be about a little over an hour, which is fine. So let's get back to it.
Make you relax, make you feel like there's a cause being fought in your name and that you could be chill. And you don't gotta feel like a motherfucking flight risk. You know what I'm saying? But you should be thinking like a flight risk at all times. You should feel like you could be up out this bitch at any fucking second. Because the alternative is not worth it. You know, just how these black hoes be talking. Yeah, we out there fighting for our man, but then you got a black bitch that went online the other day talking about, I was trying to clean up after the rioting and a black man pulled a gun on me and 5 other black women, and she like, y'all supposed to be protecting us. Listen, man. These whores do not fuck with you like that. And anytime they can get some attention off you, dog, or defile your name, they gonna do it, dog. This bitch had no proof of this happening. She just basically said, this is what happened. Y'all need to take pity on me. Just like in the last video, where the last bitch was like, I was the one that recorded that. I recorded him dying. That was me. You see what I'm saying? After I showed you that video, this should make more sense as to what I'm getting at. Any other time, you ain't shit, bro. Any other. Now,
when he said black bitch, if it don't apply to you, let it fly. Because motherfuckers really get upset when people talk about black women, right? That's fine. They talk, like I said, I got receipts from bitches talking about black men all day. Like I said, if it do not apply to you, let it fly. I don't give a fuck about your opinion. At the end of the day, this is our content. You are free to turn off the goddamn fucking video, i.e. audio, however this gets uploaded. You are free to not listen. You are free to not listen. So if you take offense to this, personally, we don't give a fuck.
And you know what's crazy? Like that, the bitch word. Like, let's say they respect men that call them bitch more than men that don't. For example, when they did an interview with Tupac, he was dealing with his rape child. He said, black women done turned on me. They ain't standing up for me. I guess they ain't gonna be no more to keep your head up. Music coming out. So they could complain about us saying bitch, but let's be real. You ain't coming at us because we the ones that make you look bad because we're mentally astute. We don't have to worry about
basically what that means is uncontrollable.
Basically. So when they say, oh, he said bitch, he said, when them thug niggas say bitch all the time, you don't call your older brother Scotty, Darrell don't like me no more. He called me a bitch.
Darrell don't like me no more.
So I'm like, yo.
Oh shit.
I'm like, dang. Why the same energy she got for us? Why don't you have it for the Pookie? That's all I gotta say about that part.
Alright, so let's get back into it.
Time you the worst niggas on the planet, you don't defend them, you don't build nothing, you don't take care of your kids, you abusive, y'all niggas rapists, y'all everything under the sun, pedophiles, anything they want to fucking call you. The Maggle and the Strag will call you, right? The thinking man is the biggest enemy to the black community ever to create. You understand? They hate your fucking guts, dog. And they will use anything to make you look horrible to justify the Strag swirling, and to the Mag who shares his mother's programming, who hates himself because she trained him to hate himself and to be subservient, he hates you too. You understand what I'm saying? So you really gotta look at this like, what does it really mean for you to get protested for these people to protest in your name. The people that hate you. Don't make no sense. It's like, when are black men really going to become a flight risk? I mean, how much can you fucking take? You know what I mean? When the fuck you going to get a fucking passport, bro? This shit is incredible. Like, what does it take, right? Think about it like this. Black men love to simp for America. America is a whore. America's a whore that every other countryman uses for the resources and takes it back home. He doesn't love this motherfucking place. He just uses it. Like you use a whore. But black men seem to be the only one who's simping for this bitch. Everybody else getting a chance to get fucked and sucked by this hoe. You understand? She's sucking and fucking everybody else but you. Everybody else getting a turn in there while you sitting there holding your dick and looking in from the window. And you outside with a bouquet of roses waiting for everybody to finish running the train on this whore. So you can get in there and get the sloppy thousands. You see what I'm saying? And even at that point, when you ask for reparations, she gonna say she ain't got no more. She too tired. She tired tonight. She tired. She can't do it tonight. She's tired from all that fucking she been doing. All that money she been giving out. So when you ask for your reparations, your turn, just like everybody else got, oh, she ain't in the mood now. You heard? You see where I'm going with this?
Okay. Yeah, get used to it. There's gonna be some stops in between to talk about certain things that he's saying. What's your take on the part where he said other cultures are coming to this country making the most money that they possibly can and taking it back to their country to build their country up versus what the black men get? We're not even going to talk about we're talking specifically dealing with black men. Specifically, what do you think it is that holds black men back from actually doing this? Because most of us was born here, so where are we really taking our resources to besides if you're married or anything like that, you're taking your money and your gains back home. So what's your take on that?
As far as where we spend our money, you mean?
Yeah, like other group of cultures coming to the country, making the most money as possible, getting access to resources that would be hard for us to get.
Yeah.
Versus everyone else, and how we are by birthright, because we're from here, we should already be entitled to that. And our ancestors were from here. That's why people talk about the reparations thing, but at the end of the day, reparations, there's still gonna have to be work involved. I don't see them just giving us money. The people that do, the group of people that do get the money is usually women. Get the free shit, housing, all of the other stuff. But I haven't seen anywhere in history where black men actually would be able to get any of those things besides maybe public assistance and food stamps and Medicaid. Outside of that, we have to bust our ass to get everything that we earn.
You know what it is? I mean, I have a lot to say about that, but I'll save it for future podcasts. But let's be honest, a lot of it is very easy for black women. All they need is a child to get an apartment.
I could attest to that. That's very true.
You gotta work. Look, alright, black men go to work. Oh, you're not working hard enough. They expect you to buck dance. Oh, he ain't saying nothing, boss. He ain't saying nothing. He's angry today. So black men, we gotta go through that. We gotta go through cops. We gotta go through Pookie trying to rob us in the street. It's like Tariq now, she says, it's like a game of Grand Theft Auto. You get shot at, you getting stabbed just to get to your prize. And then you got to see if you're compatible. But in society, for a woman, when it comes down to dating, like you were saying, they got all the options. Once they have that first child, money coming in.
Oh, shit, I can attest to that. Personal experience, but I ain't going to get into that. But, right.
If money coming in, if a man want to make money, I'm out of you get out of high school. They tell you, oh, you better get a diploma because the GED ain't gonna happen. Then you look at a lot of rich people. Some of them can't even read. Look, Bill Cosby has a GED.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The owner of the Virgin Corporation, like Virgin Mobile, what's it, Richard Branson?
Richard Branson?
Yeah, he has dyslexia. He could barely read. So when you see this shit, like, for example, I know a few A students that are not doing good right now. Because everything is not a textbook. History changes, stuff becomes irrelevant.
Right.
So, but not to get off topic, basically this is the way I see it. Black women have it way easier. There's only 2 free people in America, that's black women and white men. And that's that.
Shit, I mean, there's no arguing with that. Like I said, anybody that hear this message will probably feel some type of way, but like I said, personally, I don't really give a fuck. Anybody that understands or has lived this experience will be able to have a similar story. If you put 100 men in the room and 99 of those guys are saying the same thing just in a different way, but you may have maybe one person in there that probably didn't experience that, does that make what everybody is those 99 people lying versus that one person? Not at all. If you got 99 motherfuckers saying the same thing with the exception of 1 or 2, but that's a high percentage. So somebody's lying to us.
And you know what's crazy? Realizing all of this, the flight risk comes into so many black men gonna believe in spending their money other places, getting women other places, starting business other places.
That's a fact.
They're going to have to get a flight, some type of flight law. They're gonna think of something. The Black Panthers, when they had this law, you can carry your weapons. KKK had their weapons. As soon as the Black Panthers got their weapons, they changed the law.
But
so you got say if 80% black men going to Brazil opening businesses, you got a network of black men building wealth. They're going to shut that down.
If they do that, that's going to be a problem. There's going to be bloodshed. Because now what you're doing, you're telling black men that feel oppressed in their own fucking country, worried about if they go outside, are they going to get fucking arrested, get shot at, anything will fucking happen, to the point where you're telling them they're not allowed to experience happiness abroad versus where they're getting treated. And I have receipts, once again, to prove that there are other black men and living abroad and are fucking happy. So if that was to happen, you're going to see a lot of black men go to war. There are going to be a lot of men that are really going to... There are niggas that's going to die for their fucking freedom. Personally, if I get my shit together and I want to fucking travel abroad and you're telling me I can't go, it's going to be a turn up. It's going to be a very big problem.
Yeah, you know what's crazy too? You might have to say this for another podcast. I just got to say this.
Take notes, jot down.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, you can do that right now. But go ahead, say your point. Let me look for this.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Basically, let's say, alright. I don't put nobody.
This is something that we just talking about. We just kicking back and this is.
I don't want to put too much people's names in it, so I'm just gonna say this. I remember when I was like 10, 11 years. No, how old was I? 11 on cable in Staten Island. They had something called the Action Channel, Stars. All the anime that I love came on that. All of it.
Oh, I know where you had it with this.
All of it. Like,
I know exactly where you had it. I know what you had it with
Godfathers, Metropolis, Princess, Mokuno, is that how you say it? Mokuno? Something
I don't think I watched that, but I know what you had it. You're talking about
I was so in love with Japanese code. Just before I got into the woke movement. Back when I became woke at I was already woke, but not. I got completely woke at 19. But anyway, I was like, dang, I'm going to have kids by a Japanese lady, and Asian lady, I'm going to give them all anime last name. My first son's going to be Kaneda. Then the next one was going to be, what's this?
You're not the only person that thought that. There were other guys that think that. And some people would think like, oh, you are weird of this, that, and the third. See, that label of you, see, that weird because saying you're weird because you want to give your child a Japanese name or last name don't make you fucking weird. You want to do what you want to, whatever makes you happy. Why y'all name y'all
kids Don Quarius?
Yeah.
That nigga
Quantavious and Sharkeisha and shit like that.
That nigga gonna die. That's what usually happens when niggas that name. They just die. They either get shot or they just die. It's a bad luck name. Hey, I didn't make it. I don't shoot guns. I never busted no shots. Stabbed a nigga. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I hit 19 and I discovered this radio host. He was talking about relationships, whoop-de-whoop. Then I seen this other dude. He was talking about it. Then I seen this white dude. He was talking about it. He was saying, don't have kids. I got married. I got so lucky I didn't have kids. When you have kids, people change on you. If you have more than one kid, you're going to be locked down for life. And I was like, damn. Mm-hmm. I was like, damn. That's...
How did that...
And the thing is, we got homeboys. They can have kids. And some may know each other, some may not, but they be stressed out. I mean, I've been telling people this ever since I heard about these dudes talking about the dangers of having kids in America. Mm-hmm. Back then, I was crazy. This nigga amateur, he don't know what he's talking about.
He don't get no bitches. Yeah, niggas love going to that shit. They love that. But guess what? The same
females
niggas
say, "Oh, you a pedophile." You know how the females, the hood rats be saying that random black man. I'm sure you.
No, your mother, bitch. Your mother's boyfriend was a pedophile.
Nah, but hear me
out.
He
been following you up since you was 12.
If you look on YouTube deep enough, like if you look at Times Square, right, he'll bring it up. Like bitches lying about men touching kids.
Oh, we're gonna play. We're gonna get to that. So you know what we're gonna have to end up doing? We're gonna have to turn this into a part 2 because we're already 37 minutes in, and the video we're about what? We're not even 20 minutes in.
Let me say this part.
Go ahead.
So
9:35.
A few years from this, I have to drop this. It might take like 3 minutes.
Nah, go ahead. Drop it, bro.
I gotta drop it, bro. So when that happens, or he talking about he don't do this, he ain't got no money, he ain't selling drugs, he ain't got no news. Alright, cool. 3 months from now, don't say be humble when the nigga made it. You done doubted, but now it's time for me to be humble so you don't feel sad. Humble. Now you already know, I gave you the discovery I made, the artifacts. I was digging up.
That's a fact.
Some artifacts. I was looking for dinosaurs, and I found some nice artifacts. This country that they found exists. It almost was uncharted, but it was close. I forgot where it was located. No, you know what? It was located in the hearts and minds of haters. Put that. And it's called Humbilia.
Oh yeah, when you said be humble, I was actually trying to remember when we talked.
It's called.
I was trying to remember what that was.
It's called Humbilia. And the people in this country
are
called Humbilians. So it's Humbilia, and they live in Humbilia. They're called Humbilians, and they speak the language called Humbilian. And there's only 2 words in that language. What are they?
Be humble.
I'm telling you, niggas will tell you.
Goddamn.
Be humble. Be humble. Be humble. Every time you make it after they doubted you, so they can feel good because they haters. Be humble. Last thing I want to say this. I live in New York. To me, I've been to other states. New York's the most hating ass state there is. I don't give a fuck what they tell you. It's a fact. That's just it. It's the most hating state ever.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure people that live in New York can definitely attest to that. So,
haters are open-minded, though. They're more open-minded than someone that can speak 30 languages.
Wait, why do you say haters are open-minded? Because if you think about it, haters be the closed-minded motherfuckers, so that's a different perspective. This is new to me, so give your perspective on why you think haters are open-minded.
Haters are more open-minded than Abraham Lincoln when he went to school to learn to write. Like, they super open-minded. Like, give me an example. Like, say my homeboy Genius. Don't be robbing niggas. He don't be trying to talk to nobody's wife. None of that. I'm at home. Rain, yo, what up? Oh yeah, you know Genius raped this lady, right? Now if I was ask my homeboy, I'm like, that's not even his character. That shit sound false. You got facts. I hate to be like, yo, word. I knew he was into that. Haters are open minded. You could tell. All right, let's say if someone tries to jump you, right? Mm-hmm. and you say, and another person hears about it, and they're like, oh, I heard you got jumped. You say, yeah, I got jumped. The dude did this. I don't know why he jumped me. And you say, oh, you do be doing crazy shit sometimes. And you tell them, okay, I do crazy. What kind of crazy shit did I do? They're like, well, you know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Haters are open-minded. So if you ever run into a hater and you got an enemy, you can promote your album to the nigga, he won't even know.
It's crazy.
The hate is like a cloud over their eyes. You can smack their mother, they won't realize until the hate has them. It's like Max Payne when he killed his son, and the shit start. It's just haters is a hard place to be, man.
It's crazy that you say that. When it comes to haters, and because haters will be considered enemies as well. And there's this guy that I listen to on Facebook, and surprisingly, he's a gay guy. He's from Atlanta. And I was listening to his live, and he was saying some real stuff on there. That's how I don't have nothing against him. If you saying some real shit, I could fuck with. You know what I'm saying? The gay dudes that I could fuck with is the dudes that don't push their lifestyle on people.
Yeah.
Like, those are the coolest dudes that I know that I've been around. Nothing against them. They don't push their lifestyle. What they do in their bedroom is their business. You know what I'm saying? So when he said, and this, I'll never forget this. He said, in order to create create a hater, not create a hater, but in order to have haters, all you gotta do is live your truth. Create enemies. That's what he said. In order to have enemies, all you have to do is live your truth. What we talking about, what we say, our experience is living our truth. So naturally, you're gonna have that other side of the polarity of people that may not like what we're saying or what we talk about. Personally, I don't give a fuck. Niggas can get in the ring. We can deal with it that way. I'm not gonna be on the, you know what I'm saying, on the internet beefing with niggas. I don't care. Niggas can hear this podcast, feel however way they want to feel about it. Nigga, you know me personally. Inbox me and tell me how you feel. But at the end of the day, you better come correct. Cause if we ain't never had a conversation about anything particular serious, I'm gonna violate you. I'm gonna talk about you and what you said in your podcast and play and read the clip, the notes from what you said to me. You know what I'm saying? But niggas ain't gangster. Niggas mind their own business and live their own life. So what we're doing when we have enemies, we only have enemies because we live in our truth, whatever it is. Like you said, I'm not going around fucking people's wives, trying to, you know what I'm saying, violating. I have an ethics. I have a moral code. You know what I'm saying? Black men specifically, and if you are thinking black men, you should live by a code. Gotta have a code, like Omar said from The Wire. Every man gotta have a code. He had a code. He ain't never robbed no citizen. He robbed niggas that was in the game. Mm-hmm. You gotta respect that. He was considered a pookie, but guess what? He didn't rob no fucking citizen. He ain't going around killing no citizen. He was going after Weed Man and them niggas. He was going after them niggas that was in the game. And rightfully so.
Co-op.
Yeah, real shit. Marlo, he went after them niggas. So what y'all gonna say? Oh, you know what I'm saying? So dudes like that, and you know what's funny? We would never have problems with dudes like that. Because we don't live that lifestyle. Granted, some of us may smoke weed and stuff like that, but that's just you being, you know what I'm saying? Everybody has their vices that they into. Some people like drinking, some people like smoking, or whatever it is that you do. As long as, if you're not hurting nobody, you're not hurting nobody, you know what I'm saying? You're not stealing from nobody, you're not stopping nobody's money, there should be no reason why somebody else should be bothering you. So dudes like that rob dudes that's in the game, we never have problems with dudes like that.
And and that brings me back to the snitching shit. Like, let's say you work at a gas station. Mm-hmm. Before I even say that, niggas that's not in the game can't snitch. That shit don't happen. I tell you why. They're civilians. Plain and simple. This is like street niggas and dusty niggas are two different things. Dusty nigga. Run in the gas station. Yo, give me all your money. You better not snitch. Nigga, that's a fucking civilian, nigga.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of the gangs out here, I don't fuck who could get offended, but a lot of Bloods and shit don't get respect from the West Coast like that because y'all be attacking neutrals.
Mm-hmm.
When the UBN, United Blood Nation, when it's time to, and it's coming up soon, Halloween, when it's time to initiate, rape this bitch, slice this adult, do this, do that. And that's a fact. It goes on. I got receipts. I know niggas that bang. I know niggas that used to they tell you the same story. All that, oh, don't snitch. The only time a civilian can snitch is this. If I rob somebody, right, and I get caught, and I say, yo, oh, Tony down the block, Tony Johnson and them, they sell drugs. I don't want to go to, that's snitching. Know why? Because your crime had absolutely nothing to do with them. That's the only time I see.
Hold on. Say that again, so people can understand that and be very clear, because people like to take shit out of context. So let's make it clear for niggas.
Like it's like this. Let's say a civilian commits a crime. Boom, robs somebody, gets caught up. Tony Johnson down the block moving them packs have absolutely nothing to do with your crime, and you civilian that just happened to commit a crime, and you say, well, I know somebody that sell drugs down the block. That's snitching. Yeah. You're a criminal now.
Right. Because
now, that's the only time a civilian can really snitch. If you rob somebody and call the cops, it's not snitching because they're a fucking civilian. Dusty niggas out here, stop trying to make rules for civilians just so you can rob them and get easy money. Because you know if you rob the drug dealer, they might hurt your fam. But that's why you're looking for soft targets. And when you get jumped by these soft targets, all of a sudden, oh, niggas, it's always, that's why I stay away from people like that. It's always some bullshit.
We're going to have to make this a part 2. So, with that being said, right, how would with just that being alone, like, would that be enough for black men to be a flight risk and to be able to avoid situations that are not conducive to them? And do you see more of this happening in the near future? Because it seems like it's starting to happen now. We are in Facebook groups that we see every day.
2020 already been a wild year.
So, it's only seemed like it's getting worse. So it's like now.
I tell you what's gonna happen. There's a lot of young pookies that have an opportunity to change their ways. Once they start seeing people leaving the country and doing other things.
Mm-hmm. You think that's gonna actually probably wake some of them up?
Oh yeah, definitely. Cause drug dealers ain't really the rock stars no more. They getting indicted. They got the RICO. Look at the mafia niggas. Everybody want to be down. RICO. Or how long I'm getting? Act 6'9". You want to know how long you getting? Yes, you're not able to do.
Football numbers. Niggas doing football numbers.
But when these kids change, and they're like, damn, yo, that nigga just went overseas. He's smart. He reads books. Oh, he did it.
They have an epiphany.
Yeah, it just wakes their mind up. They're like, oh shit, I want to do that. I want to do this. I want to do that. Chicks start complaining. Laws will be changing. I'm telling you.
Oh man! Don't even jinx that, my nigga. We don't need that.
I'm telling you, bruh.
Please don't jinx that, because my nigga, niggas is gonna be out here in the streets like fucking, like the fucking purge, my nigga. It's gonna get ugly. Like,
man, Lord.
Like I said, you are literally trying to stop black men that want to live their life, that don't really get into trouble, that don't be involved in shit, from leaving and going elsewhere. Man, when you have bitches, it's like, oh, you going to another country for another bitch and this, that, and the third. You can't get a bitch here, you get a bitch there. I can pull up a website that will debunk all of that.
And you know what's funny?
Very easily. Hold on. I can pull up a website that can debunk that very easily. Videos that are hours long, which some niggas don't even have the attention span to watch, but because it's quarantine and all this other stuff, even before the quarantine, I was watching these videos and listening and hearing some of the things that they're saying. And some of the people are from the state, some of the people are from the United States and know exactly what the fuck is going on. And they've been telling brothers to get the fuck out of the United States decades ago. It's just now that this movement became so widespread, flight risk is becoming so widespread, is for brothers to actually get the fuck out of the country and go elsewhere. Not saying that you don't have to denounce your citizenship. You can get your money, build your bread up here, take it over there, which your money stretches a long way. You can have $100,000, $50,000 in your bank account, go to the Philippines and live like a fucking king. Why? Because our money is worth more over there than in certain places.
Open up your own store. And
Open up your own store. You get with somebody that can, you know what I'm saying? And you can live that way. I mean, you got dudes, expats that live in Brazil and Philippines, Colombia, Vietnam, all different places around the fucking world, places that we've never been to. And people like to, you have people that say, well, oh, what, because you don't like black women, this, that, and the third. There are black women all over the fucking world. We're not reduced to dealing with Bonquisha and Shorkisha in areas that they don't want to even deal with regular dudes. They want to deal with specific type of dudes. That's fine. You can deal with those dudes. But the shit that amazes me is you got Pookies leaving. So when you got Pookies leaving and seeing the fucking light, what happens now?
As a black man getting wealthy, getting
very
companies.
Happy,
these black men
skin glowing, and it's amazing.
These black men going on these trips, they be like 30 deep. So
30.
They make international connections.
You said bruh. I don't know if you was. I think this is before I invited you to the group. I read. There was a guy. It was alive. I don't know if it's still. If I find it, I'll send it to you, and we could talk about it. You had dudes that had so much of a good time in Brazil and other places that they've been to. When they came back to the United States, when they got on that flight, dudes had a fucking breakdown. Crying. Grown men crying. Now, people would be thinking, why would he be crying? Because of the things that are because what they're coming back to, what they experience, how they're being treated here in the United States, their homeland, their country that they were born in. So when you have these dudes going overseas and experiencing some level of happiness, even if it's only for a week, 2 weeks, they come back and they see a whole different way of living, culture's different, and believe it or not, it's not all what people say it is. Like, oh, you gonna go over there and catch a disease, this, that, and the third. Oh, you gonna get with a bitch that want a green card. You got bitches having kids with niggas for their baby and sperm jacking them and getting apartments. It's the same thing. So because I go over to the Dominican Republic and get with a bitch when she want to get a green card, I'm stupid. But if I go lay down with a fucking hurt rat and I get her pregnant, I'm on the hook for child support for 18 years. Huh?
You know what's crazy?
Get the fuck out of here.
The only people that will criticize you is niggas that's trapped in that situation.
Facts.
Or they can't think beyond that. Niggas, because I ain't gonna say no name.
I ain't gonna say no name.
I know niggas,
we're not in the business of making niggas famous. So.
Yeah, I know a few niggas up with the wrong shit, had like 4 babies, and niggas I went to public school with, junior high school with, high school. Man, look. Nigga, I'm telling you, niggas be thinking, oh, I want to start a family. You ask them why, they can't tell you why. Someone told them. They implanted that into them. Once you had that kid, and I will let you lay it on for this one, child support. Tell them how child support pertains to the situation, how it can affect travel.
Yeah, me personally, I'm not on child support. That doesn't mean that can't change, because that can actually prohibit you from leaving, because if they do that, they put you on a flight risk and they can take your passport. But there are remedies and things around that to actually get rid of child support. I'll actually send you the channels, that stuff that brothers can actually go on the channel, look at the videos, and actually learn about some of this law stuff. Because a lot of this law, and that's another thing too, we definitely got to pick times and learn a little bit about law, even if it's for maybe an hour on an hour. You know what I'm saying? An hour on a weekend or something like that, or on your commute or wherever you're going. that child support stuff can actually affect you from doing a lot of stuff. But here's the thing. If you have things in, like, you know, a business in your name, or in your name, your stuff could be affected, your wages can be garnished. But like I said, there are things, laws and things that you can do, certain paperwork you fill out that can actually get those liens lifted off of your name. I'm not going to get into that. We could probably do an interview with somebody that can actually talk about that and show brothers how to do that, because that's going to be powerful in itself. Actually having somebody talk about how to deal with this, what to do, and how to beat it. Because now, I'm in the business of actually wanting to free guys, free brothers, you know what I'm saying, from bullshit. There are dudes that's paying child support for kids that's not even theirs. So I have a problem with that.
Yeah.
I have a problem with that. Even though I'm not on it, I have a problem with that because I think that's really fucked up.
And some of the dudes, and I remember I heard the story.
Yeah.
From a reliable source. It wasn't no fake story.
Mm-hmm.
This dude was living with this chick.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he was on a lease. She went to court, get him for child support. He's paying child support while raising his kid.
While living in the house?
No lie.
That's shit. My pops did that shit. That's why he left. It shouldn't be normal, but that's
it's the status quo.
Yeah, that was considered normal because you have dudes that are paying child support and live with the big moms and everything.
You know what's crazy too? Like, it was just one guy. He didn't live with the chick, but he was with her while her child was young and growing up. So one day he got sick of dealing with her and went back to his house, moved back into his house. And then she found out that he moved, so what she did was she went to get child support. Had it sent to his house. No one lived there. They caught up with him, I guess a few years later. He got some time to failure to pay child support for a kid that wasn't even his.
And this is why I would encourage brothers that are not in that situation to become a flight risk and to leave. Don't denounce your citizenship. If that's what you want to do and you feel compelled to do that, then by all means, that's, you know, your business. But you can have dual citizenship in different, you know what I'm saying, in your country and other places. Ultimately, the reason why brothers should become a flight risk, and from what you heard when we played the clip, it's because brothers should be able to experience a level of happiness. While everybody else is living hot girl summer, living their best life, brothers should have the right to live their best life the way they want to. They shouldn't be judged or penalized because they want to do things different.
La vida mejor. Best life.
So, this has been fun. This is very interesting. We definitely got to do a part 2 to this. We are 58 minutes in already. I'm sorry, guys. I did want to play the clip, but the next time we do come back, we'll do a flight risk part 2.
Yeah.
Try not to talk so much, but it's just so much stuff that can be talked about that you know, things that we can share and let other brothers know that we're not alone. Like, you're not alone. There are people that think like you. I've come into spaces where there are brothers that think like me and are doing exceptionally very well after they separated themselves from certain people and certain people that did not necessarily have their best interests at heart. And when you separate from people that don't have your best interests at heart, it's one of the most powerful feelings that you can feel, more than anything. Separate yourself from people that don't have your best interests. I hate to see dudes be in situations that they're not happy in. Because guaranteed, if it's a chick that's not happy in the situation, what is she more than likely to do? Cheat and move the fuck on. You can do the same thing. You don't gotta be stuck to one person. If you got kids, do what you have to do for the kids. I'm not me personally. I have one child. I don't plan on having any more because I see the light. I see the bullshit. I see the game that's being played. And I'm not gonna fall into that trap. I thought I was this person that, whatever you want to call it, this person that not gonna never happen to, but I was proven wrong. Big time. I suffer the consequences. It'll never happen again. If I have to pay child support for one child, cool, but I'll be doing whatever I have to do to get out of that situation. But brothers have to learn the art of minimizing damage that's being done to them. And in order to do that, you have to separate yourself. You're gonna have to separate yourself from people that, like I said, that don't have your best interest at heart, man. You're gonna have to, because if you don't, you're gonna die early, man. And you don't really know how they say they got statistics on brothers don't even have a high life expectancy. Brothers die like what, 40, 50, 60 years old sometimes? Don't even live to see 80 anymore. What kind of shit is that? But, I mean, other than that, I don't want to sound too long-winded. This has been a good episode. We'll come back with Brothers Flight Risk Part 2. Is there any closing statements you want to give before we end it?
Say, keep stay tuned in and be a beast.
Alright, y'all. This is Genius and Yababa. Podcast number 1. We'll be back with Flight Risk Part 2. Peace.